G'day, I'm Greg and welcome to the shed. Bit of a treat for you today. I bought a new plasma cutter. It'll be made in China, I expect. It's a Rossmark plasma cutter. It's 120 amps. It's three-phase, so it should be able to wolf its way through a bit of 25mm without too much drama. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up, unbox it, open it up, give you a look at it. There's a bit of damage on the packaging when it's arrived, so we'll have a bit of a look at that, we'll unpackage it and we'll see if there's any real damage to the machine. What I'll do now is I'll take you off the stand, if I can do that without throwing you on the ground, and there we go. So this is the way it turned up. Now, as you can see, the side of the box has had a bit of a touch up, but I'm not sure what the go is here because this here is taped down. There's a hole in the box now. There's strapping over that, but tape over the strapping. So I don't know if it's happened before it was shipped or it's happened during shipping or whatever. So this is what it is, Rossmark welders. It's an inverter, it's 120 amp. You see the corner of the box here has had a bit of a flogging too. Stood it up on end so that you can get a bit of a look at that, because what I was interested in is, and it's punched holes through the bottom. I can see the feet here. I gave you a good shot of not much at all there, but you can see that the feet have punched their way through the bottom. This is compressed, so hopefully it hasn't been damaged from being bottom loaded. It certainly had footprints on it. And looking at the footprints, yeah, it's a bit hard to tell whether they were done before or after it was packaged up, but still. Alright, we'll put you back on the stand and I'll come back as I open it up. Okay, so we're back on the stand. And this is the cutting. What have we got here? Whatever it is, it's packed in foam. BLCH pneumatic. I'm assuming it's a regulator, the fact that it says pneumatic, and there we have little regulator, little pressure gauge. Gauge doesn't look to be too bad actually. Mounting bracket. They got little ports, so we'll just set that back in there, however it was, and we'll put that off to one side. Here somewhere. It has the remnants of a lid. Now there is tape both under and over this strapping, so I'm thinking that it probably got damaged in transit. Okay, we're in. What do we have here? We have face mask with a U-Butte ultra low quality put together handle. It's actually reasonably dark. We have an earth lead, which we won't accuse of being very long. Might be 2 metres from here to here. The clamp, well, it's made from stamped alfoil. We have a roller guide. Roller guide actually doesn't appear to be too bad for what it is. It's actually been put together properly, as in it doesn't wobble. Yeah. I don't think that's too bad. We have a little tool and a little tool. And we have a cutting torch. Actually done pretty well here with the cable ties, so I've cut them off so that they don't cut my hand. There's no sharp edges. 2 pinned in, soldered and heat shrunk. Airline, nicely crimped. Fitting feels pretty good. It actually doesn't look too bad. Probably the only thing I'd say about it is it's got one of these yeah, I call it rubberised plastic for want of a better way of terming it, cover on it. If it's what I think it is, previous experience is, it has a very low heat tolerance to sparks and bits and pieces. The handpiece actually feels pretty good on what. Attention, replace worn parts on time, clear the circuit. That was loose. Yep, does up, so let's undo it. I haven't got any consumables for this, so but that's alright, this won't last a bit. I've got it for the smaller torch, but not for this one, because the smaller torch is on the other placement cutter. So we'll put that in there. Got to put my knife. Just cut the corners of the boxes. The box is actually reasonably robust. It's even now that I've got the half the corner cut out, see if we can give you a demo on this side here. Cut half the corner out, the side of the box still snaps out, so question is, it looks pretty good, doesn't look like there's any glaring damage. Some fittings for the regulator, or some air fittings, some hose clamps, owner's manual, must be 6 pages in total, or maybe 12 because it'll probably print it on both sides. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Now let's see if this is going to come out. Yes. Throw that out the way. Bit of hose. Okay, Rossmark welders, obviously sprayed on afterwards because I can see the stencil mark. There's a bit of underspray that's gone underneath the stencil. Give you a look at the back of it. 380 volts, that's plus or minus 15%, so that actually gives us 415, which we run on here in Australia. They don't come with a plug, which is typical of 3-phase equipment here, and probably in the rest of the world too. 50 or 60 hertz. Now, it is set up to be hardwired, hence the reason it's got a lug here. These have been soldered somewhat poorly. So I haven't got ply marks on it for where someone's tried to tidy it up, but yep, split buttons and off my shirt. At 60%. Now this is interesting. This is one of the reasons why I got this machine. At 120 amps, it's 60% duty cycle. It's 60 amps at 100% duty cycle, or 100% duty cycle at 60 amps. But at 120 amps is 60%, which for what I'm doing will be more than adequate. More than adequate. We have gas in here. So that's after the regulator. We have an earth here for us. That's a separate body earth, which I'll have to have a read, but I wouldn't have thought that it needed that. But we'll find out. So we'll spin it round to the business end, or the end that interests you most. Can you see that? No. Let's come back a little bit. That's better. 3-phase. Current meter with the obligatory piece of plastic over it. Dial it up for power. Torch, switch, earth, positive earth, and that's the contacts for that little wire that you saw. So yeah, I suppose what I need to do now is get it connected up and see if we can cut some pieces of metal with it. Alright, I'll be back once it's connected. Okay, so I'm ready to make my first cuts with it. This is a piece of 10mm, welded to a piece of 25mm. We're going to cut the 10mm first. I'm a bit over the top, I've got 70 amps on it. It sounds okay. So what we'll do, it's rusty, as in it's got a bit of mill scale on it, bit of surface rust. Got a 6 bar air pressure on it. Let's give it a cut and see what happens. Well, I would say that too many amps, my travel speed was off, didn't hold the torch right, it's at an angle, as you can see we've got them wide over, a bit swept back, so apart from operator issues, that was quite adequate. So now what we'll do is we'll crank it up probably around about 100 amps and we'll take a piece off this. Just clamp it to the bench. It should go to 120, it's rated at 120, we'll cut this piece of 1 inch at 120 amps. Sorry, yeah, it's 25 mil. I'm going to rescue that compressor. Sounds like that compressor's done a start capacitor. Okay. Messy from where I blew through. Bit of sweep back. Yeah. Look. Let's turn over here and have a bit of a look. It's rated to cut. Let's get rid of my gloves. Let's turn it off. I'm reading the specifications now. Thick pressure of compressor, 6 kilograms per square centimetre, so about 600 kPa. Thickness 1 to 35 millimetres. Weight of the machine 25 kilograms. Look, this machine cost $730 Australian delivered to my house. It cuts a piece of 25 mil flat bar. If it does that for the next 10 years, which is what my old one did, didn't cut 25 mil, it struggled at 10. This laughed through 10 mil. On 10 mil material, it's probably got 100% duty cycle. Probably on 12 mil, it's got 100% duty cycle. For $735 delivered to my door, I can't complain. It works. If it does 8 or 10 years, for $735, I'll throw it in the bin. Buy another one, which will probably be $500 then. The amount of cutting I do, I can't justify lashing out and buying a Hypertherm or a name brand, a Miller, a Bock, yeah, look, anything that you care to name that's name brand, I can't justify. It's too much money for what I want to do with it. See, I can't even afford to buy a button because I spent so much money on a shirt. I'm buying the plasma. Look, $730 or $727, I think it was, $730 delivered to my door. I had to buy a plug to put on it. The plug cost me on eBay, where I got this from, the plug cost me another $30, I think it was, delivered, which I get a fair bit of stuff delivered because I'm not in town to go and collect it. It's just too hard. It's when it arrives, I go away working, it arrives while I'm away, I get home, it's there ready to use. Yeah, look, it's $735, it cuts a piece of 25mm flat bar. It's rated up to 35mm. Bit of practice there, the first two cuts I've made with it. I haven't been on a plasma for, shit, yeah, a while. 6 weeks, 2 months, something like that. And last time I did, the reason I got this is my little plasma's playing up. It's over 10 years old. Do I care? Not really. I paid, it's a 3-in-1 machine that I paid, I think I paid $500 for it 10 years ago. And I still use the TIG function on it, but that'll probably be the next investment, is to get a TIG to go with this. Probably get a 3-phase TIG. There's one I'm looking at, but yeah, this time I'm excited, but it's roughly 5 times the price of what I paid for this. 5? It's closer to 6 times the price of what I paid for this. AC/DC, bread slicer, cake baker. It makes the bread, it makes its own yeast, I think. It's bloody something special. But it'll want to be at the money they're asking for it. And I must admit that whilst I dearly like it, it's a lot of money. Particularly bearing in mind what I'm going to do with it, but I'll never need another TIG, providing it doesn't die of old age. Which new machines do tend to do. They're not as durable as the old stuff, not by any means. Look, time will tell whether it's a good investment or not. Initial impressions, yeah, it's a new machine, it works well. It does what, well, we cut a piece of 25mm there, that's what I want. There's very little I work on which is thicker than 25, here at home anyway. Yeah, I like to get it on a bit of 32mm duo plate and see how it goes there. Whole new world when you get it onto a piece of duo plate that's 32mm thick. But yeah, it does what I want it to do. No doubt you'll see a bit more of it in my future videos. Please subscribe. Those of you that watch my videos and aren't subscribed, I would appreciate it if you do subscribe, even if you are a silent subscriber, which there's a few there. Most of the channels I subscribe to personally, I'm a silent subscriber. I don't share that information with everyone out there, but that's a personal choice, and if anyone would like to go that way, I certainly won't be upset because I do it myself. For those of you that aren't aware, us YouTube video makers, we have to reach a certain number of subscribers to get any of the ad revenue that YouTube make. So we need so many hours of viewing time per year, and we need so many subscribers, and I say per year, it's 12 months, it's rolling. And I always used to have my channels in my favourites list, and I'd go and watch the channels that I wanted to watch. Now I no longer have a favourites list in my internet browser. I have a lot of subscriptions in my on my YouTube page, or in my YouTube account. I have a lot of subscriptions, and I watch out of there, because each one of those subscriptions now counts as something to the the video creators, the YouTube creators. We make very, very little out of it, but certainly it's the little bit that we do make is appreciated. And I think, personally, I don't think that it's the greatest thing that YouTube get all the revenue. They've changed the rules. Let's just put it that way. They had a set of rules. They've changed the rules. We're too small to be able to argue with them. That's how it is. But yeah, look, thanks for watching. With a bit of luck, I'll be able to make a few more videos reasonably soon. And yes, I am still waiting for my toolbox to turn up, and I don't have an ATA. Please subscribe. Thanks again.